news, first at 5 with Alicia Loxley.
Good afternoon. A man has been charged with murder after a car was driven into a crowd of people protesting against a white nationalist rally in Virginia. US Bureau Chief Robert Penfold has the latest.
Well, terrible scenes on the streets of Charlottesville this morning, with the governor now confirming that the death toll has risen to 3. One when that car crashed into the crowd, and another 2 people were killed when a state police helicopter, which was working in the area, crashed, killing both on board.
A man aged in his 50s has died from major head injuries after he was struck by a ute at Yanathan, southeast of Melbourne. Paramedics were called to Thwaites Road this afternoon and attempted to revive him at the scene. And we will have more details on this story for our Melbourne viewers coming up in 9 News tonight at 6. The federal government has officially launched its $5.5 million Get the Facts About Immunisation campaign, encouraging parents to get their children fully vaccinated. Health Minister Greg Hunt said that while more than 93% of 5-year-old children were fully immunised, in some areas rates are still too low to be totally effective. Coming up after the break on 9 News, a Melbourne couple devastated arriving home to find it ablaze. A jailed Melbourne-born terrorist pleads for help to come home, and a special day out for children of fallen police officers. A Melbourne couple arrived home last night to find their 2-storey house engulfed in flames. Karianne Greenbank reports.
Well, neighbours say it took just minutes for the fire to go from a small blaze in the living room of this Maribyrnong house to a huge inferno that completely engulfed the 2-storey building. It took 40 firefighters to control the blaze after it broke out here on Cedar Drive around 7 o'clock last night. They had difficulty finding water and the added hazard of the roof collapsing as the blaze took hold. At one stage, firefighters had to jump out of the way. Fortunately, no one was home at the time, but the family, who have lived here for the past 17 years, returned last night to find all of their belongings and family memories incinerated, neighbours taking them in for the night.
Victoria Police Legacy is a charity that cares for the families of officers killed in the line of duty or lose their life while serving. Well, today, members of the Special Operations Group took some of their young charges abseiling, and Madeline Slattery went along.
Well, it's not every day you get to take a look at what goes on behind the scenes of the Special Operations Group, or get to take a look inside a bearcat like this. But that's exactly what a group of young Victorian legatees have been up to today.
Now with all the day's sport, here's Clint Stanaway.
Thank you, Alicia. Good afternoon. After the break, the latest AFL as a young demon ices a vital win over the Saints. Also, why this Storm star has found himself in a bit of hot water. And Super Sally back on top of the world. Melbourne has kept its finals dreams alive with a hard-fought 24-point win over St Kilda. The Demons, though, dug deep after the Saints rallied from 8 goals down. Corey Norris has the highlights.
This was a mini-final for both sides. The Demons and Saints sitting 10th and 11th on the table, equal on points.
Rugby League now, and Storm winger Suliasi Vunivalu can accept a $1,100 fine as an early guilty for that bizarre attempt to leap tacklers last night. Melbourne maintained its firm hold on the NRL minor premiership with a 16-13 win over the Roosters. Have it, Alicia, that is the latest sport for you.
Great stuff, Clint. Thanks for that. Your Monday weather forecast is next, but first here's a look at what's coming up in tonight's 9 News at 6. Calls for Victoria's power and gas prices to be re-regulated to address soaring prices. A cyclist dead after being struck by a four-wheel drive near Pakenham. One dead, dozens injured after a car ploughed into anti-racism protesters in the US. A Maribyrnong family devastated after losing their home to a ferocious blaze. Ian Thorpe joins the Yes campaign for same-sex marriage, a fresh push for children to be fully immunised. Sally Pearson's on top of the world, and the D's still in touch with the top 8. I'll see you tonight at 6. To the weather details now, and another strong cold front moved through Perth overnight, whipping up gusty winds, but not much in the way of showers. Perth has only collected 3 millimetres since 9 a.m, but further inland, Bickley has had 11. But in the east, a high sitting over New South Wales delivered a warm and sunny Sunday, particularly for Brisbane, reaching a top of 27 today. Sydney enjoyed a pleasant 21 degrees. It was 19 in Melbourne with plenty of blue skies. Adelaide also enjoyed a lovely end to the weekend, reaching 22. It was mild in in Canberra, 16. A cool one in Hobart, though, only reaching 13. And despite the gusty conditions, Perth recorded a top of 20 degrees. Tomorrow, yet another cold front will move through the southwestern corner of the country, and this one has more rain with it. So Perth is forecast to receive up to 15 millimetres with the chance of morning storms. Another mild day in Adelaide set to reach 20 degrees before rain arrives late in the evening ahead of a very wet Tuesday. A sunny 19 degrees for Melbourne tomorrow, 15 in Hobart with a light morning shower or two. Warming up in Canberra, 17, 23 for Sydney and another sunny 27 degrees for Brisbane. And that is Nine's afternoon news. Our next bulletin is coming up at 6 o'clock. Thanks for your company.